Today I'm going to dig into the new Final Destination movie. I caught this last night. It's been getting rave reviews. It is currently sitting at 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, which kind of blows my mind. And as I'm sure you can tell, my background here looks a lot different. I recently moved into a new home, but I finally have a dedicated movie / podcasting room / whatever I want to do. So I'm pretty stoked about that. It's part of the reason why I haven't been putting out a lot of content lately. But now that I'm getting settled in, I'm about to get rolling, stay more consistent. So thanks for your patience. Subscribe to the channel for lots more to come. This movie is a very mixed bag for me. So it's been 14 years since the last Final Destination, not if you count the monkey that just came out recently. Final Destination has been getting a lot of hype right now, like I said, sitting at 93%, which if you ask me is way too high. I mean, this is not a 93% movie, let's be honest. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends what you go into this movie expecting or wanting. So if you go into this movie just wanting over-the-top fun kills, the story itself, there's only so much you can do with this. It's basically been rinse and repeat ever since the first movie. Somebody has a premonition about death, they try to warn everybody, they do research and try to figure out how they can stop death's plan. And they do that in this movie in a very obvious way. They leave nothing to the imagination of the audience. Everything is literally plastered on the walls. So the crowd that I watched this with, they were very engaged the whole time. Lots of interaction with this movie. Big reactions to the over-the-top death scenes. And if you're going to the movies and you just want to have a good time, see some gnarly deaths, this is a good movie for that. So right off the top here, I have to mention Tony Todd's performance. By far my favorite part of the movie. I never thought that I would almost tear up watching a new Final Destination, but I nearly did just that. I kind of got a little choked up.
So, which one of you is next?
Obviously, Tony Todd was very sick at the time, and they didn't really hide that in this movie. They incorporated it into some of his dialogue, and according to the directors, like his last few lines, they were basically like, say whatever you want to the audience, and just hearing him talk about how he's sick and he's gonna retire and he just walks off screen. I was like, man, this is kind of getting to me. So R.I.P., you absolute legend. I don't think it's any debate, if you think about it, amongst the big horror icons, who is the best actor. When you put Candyman up against Hellraiser, well, Michael Myers doesn't act really, but Freddy Krueger, etc., etc. Tony Todd is clearly the greatest actor in terms of like mainstream horror icons. But yes, I just want to give props to Tony Todd for a legendary career, and we will truly miss you. Aside from some fun death sequences, I was pretty bored with this movie. Like, the death scenes were fun, yes, but all the banter in between those moments and the constant exposition with this book with newspaper clippings and laying out maps on the wall moments after your dad was just brutally killed. I don't know, there was just a lot of dumb stuff in this movie, like a lot of bad lines. But look, if you go into this movie expecting a little of that, which I did, you know, it's forgivable. Aside from Bobby and Eric, everyone else in the family, they were just kind of flat. And in some alternate world, I could see Bobby and Eric, like they could have been in a comedy movie because their dumb guy banter back and forth was pretty hilarious at times. Some of my favorite moments in the movie, the garbage truck death, You don't see garbage trucks utilized in horror movies a lot these days. Not since Child's Play 3. And Ernest Scared Stupid, which both came out in 1991, weirdly enough. But while that death scene was cool, the setup for it was ridiculous. Like, this girl's jogging and she gets kicked in the face with a soccer ball, falls into a trash can. It's very comical and like Three Stooges. And the garbage truck driver wearing headphones while he's doing his job, listening to, was that Katy Perry? I don't know. But it's Final Destination. I can forgive the absurdity. To all the people saying that they love this movie and they give it, 4 stars, 5 stars, 93%. I would never tell somebody that they're wrong. I guess if you have a fun time with this movie, then yeah, sure. If that's what you want out of this movie, to go into the theater, see some crazy deaths, have some laughs, then sure. Yeah, 5 stars, why not? I think I'm sitting around 2.5 out of 5 stars on this. Yes, it was fun. Yes, there were some cool death scenes, but it was also quite boring at times, and the dialogue could have been so much better and less soap opera type banter back and forth. I think the vibe of this movie was just a lot different than what I was expecting. The first one's a little bit darker in tone, which, by the way, the first one is my favorite. Honestly, after part 2, which is kind of wacky in itself, like, I don't really care for this franchise that much. Maybe that's why I wasn't crazy about this movie. I don't know. But this felt more like action-packed summer blockbuster as opposed to horror. I mean, I didn't get any real tension in the movie. There were some clever moments. The MRI death stands out. That seems to be a fan favorite. That was pretty cool. And like I was saying before, the banter with Eric and Bobby was pretty hilarious in that scene. So would I ever watch this movie again? No. I would love to watch a kill compilation of this. I mean, just kind of get rid of everything else and just get to the death scenes themselves. But other than that, there just wasn't a lot to this movie for me. But hey, as always, if you enjoyed this movie, that's awesome. Glad you had a good time. I wish I liked it more. I kind of hope they keep making these, because regardless of how stupid it gets, they are always kind of a fun time. So that is going to do it for this review. Thanks for watching. If you got a second, like the video, comment down below. Tell me what your favorite moment of the movie. What was your favorite death scene? Alright, that's going to do it for me here at the Spook House, but thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.